YouTube, what the crap's going on? Welcome to the Grove of Slaughter. Holy mackerel, this is a Skaven Horde. This is going to be another FFA, so it should be pretty exciting. Let's take a look at it. This one was actually sent in to me. I thought it was sent in by the High Elf player, but I think it was actually sent in by the Skaven player. Now look at his Skaven strategy here. He's got some Storm Vermin, like just a couple of them. Maybe just one. Clan Rats, Storm Vermin. Clan Rats, Clan Rats, Clan Rats. I mean, this is just a freak load of Clan Rats with a couple of Storm Vermin, a Hell Pit Abomination, Queek, and a Warlock Engineer. It looks like he has both Plague and whatever the other one is. I can't remember. So 2 Wizards. And he's going to head off into the woods here and try to come around behind the Dark Elves. Interesting. So let's take a look at the other armies here. So the Dark Elves, looks like we got a couple of Dark Shards with shields, a front line of Dread Spears, a War Hydra, Malekith on foot, it looks like. Yep, he's on foot. And then 2 Harganeth Executioners, backed up by 2 Blackguard of Nagarond. The High Elves had 2 Phoenix Guard. I saw a couple of White Lions with some decent upgrades. Looks like we've got Tyrion also on foot, and then a Flamespire and a Frostheart Phoenix. Let's check out the Lizardmen. I see a couple of Pterodon Riders with bolas. This one has the Fire Leech bolas. We've got some Croxagors, Saurus Warriors with shields, some Skink cohorts, Bastiladon with Solar Engine, Lord Mazdamundi, he's not on his mount, a couple of Skink cohort with Javelins in the back. Mazdamundi is already using Net of Ammontok to pin down these elves and shoot them. And then this is a massive horde of Skaven, just an unreal horde of Skaven, so many. This has got to be like probably 2,000 or 3,000 rats that they have on the battlefield, so that's going to be crazy when it gets going. Look at that White Lion just getting savaged by the Solar Engine. Let's watch this fight over here. So initially, Phoenix Guard taking the charge of a lot of Skink cohorts. If the Phoenix Guard stood still, then they actually get to... These are Fire Leech bolas coming down right here, I think. Those are cool looking. Almost sounds like firecrackers going off. Yeah, look at those bolas coming down there. That's brutal. But these Phoenix Guard are just going to freaking beast all of these infantry over here. There's White Lions and everything else coming in as well. But I mean, to me, the Lizardmen are just lining up to be slaughtered against that. That was a beautiful breath spell right there on the part of the High Elf player. Absolutely beautiful. Just wrecked those units. And they were already pinned up against an almost impossible fight. Look at that Phoenix Guard. 35 kills. Barely touched. So the High Elf is jumping off to a lead. And then over here, the Skaven are coming out of the woods. And boy, their numbers are... Whoa, look at that Blade Wind right in the middle of the big Skaven Horde. So rats getting thrown around everywhere. That put the Dark Elf on the board really quick. And that Hydra came in as well. We'll see whether or not the Skaven can overwhelm by numbers here. Because just look at this right now with the Skaven coming out of the woods. Just so many rats pouring across the battlefield. Right now, they're all going to go blob up on the War Hydra. This is where that Blade Wind would have been incredible. Look at all these rats blobbed up right here. Holy mackerel. Yeah, the Dark Elf player needs to come get a part of this. And even with all those rats, the War Hydra not coming down very quickly. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Some kind of bolt spell coming in. Looks like the Skaven are trying to break up a little bit. Doom Bolt, I think. Woo! That hurt the frame rate. Yeah, so the rats busted up their blob a little bit, and they've got a few more hidden back in the woods. We'll see whether or not Skaven can just overrun their enemies. These Dark Shards are going to be getting a lot of good shots. Let's go back over and check out the High Elves versus the Lizards. The Lizards now got some Cold One Riders, but rear charging Phoenix Guard may get you some initial damage, but if those Phoenix Guards stand up and start fighting back, yeah, 30% physical resistance. But look at this, another beautiful charge over here from the Cold One Riders, and they've got these White Lions just pinned, and now there's Croxagors on one side, and those Fire Bolas just keep on coming down. The Lizardmen look like they're going to get the better of this fight versus the High Elf, and the Lizardmen have indeed taken a commanding lead right now on the battlefield after smashing through some high-tier High Elf infantry. So very high-tier infantry, but way too many Lizards for the Elves to deal with here. They just didn't have a good choke point to hold up in. They've gotten surrounded at this point. These Cold One Riders are going to start dishing out some serious pain. They have a lot of mass and they hit hard. They don't hit as hard as a Dragon Prince or something on the charge, but they hit hard. So, and those fire bolas from the Pterodon Riders have been a joy to watch too. Very cool. 50 kills. That's no joke, man. That's no joke at all. I like that. Let's go check out the Skaven fight. See if this... Look at the huge just hordes of Skaven. There's the magic missiles. Using chill wind right there, but it's not going to do all that much. The Hell Pit Abomination got in here and is starting to clean up some Dark Elves now. The Dark Elves are going to have their work cut out for them, but there are a lot of Harganeth Executioners and the Blackguard. That's going to give some really tough targets for the Skaven to knock out, and fighting them head on I don't think is a good idea. Skaven needs to get these Spearmen over here and give chase to these Dark Shards. And then they're holding on to some units back here in the back that have regrouped that need to come. Really, Skaven has got to get around these flanks if they want to have a chance. Here comes a Doombolt again, I think. Oh yeah. So another Doombolt. Hell Pit Abomination. And it is an abomination. This thing is just horrible. Horribly awesome. So, there we go. So yeah, Skaven versus Dark Elves over there, and then the Lizards have successfully racked up the High Elves in their entirety. And taken, like I said, a very commanding lead here. So I'd be curious to see if any of the other Burninators, this guy must be a Trogdor fan as well. Trogdor, burninating the countryside. Alright, here we go. These Phoenix Guard are holding out a long time. Let's see who's up in here. Tyrion. Tyrion's going to be a pretty tough customer, but he's not unbeatable, that's for sure. But he can certainly put up a fight. Look at Mazdamundi bringing his floating chair in here. This guy's the last guy you'd want sitting on you. Look at those cool magic attacks that he dishes out there. That's awesome. That looks so cool. This game looks great. There goes the Frostheart Phoenix being chased off. Look at these couple of elves here defending themselves against the overwhelming numbers of lizards. Wow. Sometimes I just get stuck looking at the game because it looks so dang good. Yeah, over here the Skaven. Ooh, the Skaven are definitely getting pooped on. The High Elves are still ahead, and I don't know how the Skaven turn this around, to be honest. The Hell Pit Abomination's starting to take a lot of damage from these Blackguard of Nagaronde. It should have gone after the War Hydra. The Hell Pit Abomination would have made pretty short work of that War Hydra. So Skaven, despite their numbers here, look like that they're gonna end. Well, I don't know, they just pulled ahead. I don't know how in the world they did it there, but they just pulled ahead. Let's see what happens. So Skaven pulled ahead. Could they somehow catch up with the Lizardmen? I find that hard to believe, but we'll see. Right now, they're going to keep getting damage, whereas the Lizardmen have to come all the way across the map. There's now a bunch of Skaven Slave Spears here. Well, I mean, they're just Slave Spears, so never mind. They're not going to do much. Hell Pit Abomination's going to rout. Both Warlocks are still alive. Or Wizards, I should say. Warlock Engineers. I don't know about Queek. Yeah, Queek is alive, but he's in bad shape. He's over here taking on Malekith. Smash, smash, kill. Let's watch Queek and Malekith face off here. Queek's got a really cool looking weapon there. Malekith's just kind of standing around trying to look good. Or he's a little bit disgusted by all the rats here. I like how he puts his sword up on his shoulder every time too. Ooh, there's a summoned clan rats. That's not going to help Malekith. Let's see whether Queek can survive it. I think he's going to. Yeah, look at that explosion. Knocks Malekith on his crap. Here comes the Pterodon Riders and the Cold One Riders, though. The Skaven don't need this. I almost wonder, though, if the Cold Riders should hit right here and see if they can get all the damage from routing these expensive units with the rear charge. The Skaven have them fixed, and a rear charge there might actually finish them. So Malekith gets wrapped up. And now the score is actually pretty close between the Lizardmen and the Skaven. It looks like the Skaven could get around here behind this blob finally. The War Hydra can still cough up quite a few hit points to the Skaven. Malekith, will he come back from routing? He might. The Pterodon Riders are down here getting free kills on all these routing units and these Dark Shards. So good choice by the Lizardmen player to try and hold his lead. And you can see him widening up that lead. Where are the Skaven going? The Skaven are pulling back? Oh, they're pulling back to let the Dark Elves fight the Lizardmen. But remember, this is a scored resolution, meaning that whoever causes the most damage wins, so the Skaven doesn't need to worry about staying alive as much as they need to worry about inflicting damage. So this one's all about who can inflict the most damage. That's who becomes the winner. But it looks like the Skaven are regrouping in the woods, and the Dark Elf player is trying to face off against the Lizardmen. The Nets of Amantok here, stopping most of the army. The Bastiladon with Solar Engine now going to get into combat. Malekith did come back, but he routs again. And I believe he is now shattered. No, he's just broken still. Yeah, so now the Skaven player's fallen back to 3rd place because he's not fighting. But he is ready to try and come in and pick up some of the action over here against these skink cohorts. The skink cohorts, they're not bad, but there's a lot of Skaven here, and there's a Hell Pit Abomination, so I don't see that going well for the Lizards. This Bastiladon with the Solar Engine going to be causing some damage. Here comes the Pterodon Riders to charge into the back of the Skaven. That's not going to be good for Skaven. At this point, the Lizards have a pretty solid lead. I don't know how they're going to lose that lead. But I've seen some crazy stuff so far in the few FFAs. Mazdamundi has a ton of health, and if, for instance, if he gets left out against the Skaven and can't kill him, he could win just in the points that come off of Mazdamundi. And here comes a Curse of the Midnight Wind. That's going to hurt the Skaven, and no, it's just going to hurt the Skaven because these are Lizard units, my bad. There's the Pterodon Riders. That Hell Pit Abomination should go after Mazdamundi, but he would get protected from the cold ones. Look at this. So many rats for these cold ones to hit. I don't see how Skaven's leadership survives. Oh, look at the clan rats. They're doing that glitchy thing, though. They're doing the glitchy thing. They freaking ate Mazdamundi alive. Look at that. This is a glitch that I've noticed in the game. It happened to me in campaign where the summon clan rats will just go absolutely nuts, and like all of them get close enough to hit something, and that completely brought the Skaven back from 3rd place into 2nd, and it takes Mazdamundi off the battlefield. I don't know if it's going to be enough to save Skaven, but that brought a ton of points back for the Skaven player, and that just about did it. Wow. One summon unit of clan rats causing that kind of trouble. This Hell Pit Abomination still has quite a few hit points too. These are just skink cohorts here also, so that's not going to be a brilliant fight, but still 1,000 points behind the Skaven player, and their army's falling apart. That almost brought the game back, getting those kills on Mazdamundi. That was crazy. He just fed like 5,000 or 6,000 points back to the, it wasn't that much, but it was a lot. There goes the Hell Pit Abomination. So Skaven's going to go ahead and give up the ghost. Queek Head Taker. Pretty solid performance here, but in over his head at this point. No pun intended. Maybe it was intended, I don't know. Sorry, Queek. You're not going to get to take steal everything today. You're going to have to run scurry away from this battle and regroup for another one. So Lizardmen are going to come out victorious on this one. Ooh, this thing is terrible. Ugh. Just skulking around the battlefield like that is awful. Such a Skaven unit. You gotta love it. So let's see, there's some clan rats that came back, but I mean, clan rats, no way they can actually accomplish anything here, surely. Let's go ahead and fast forward and see what happens. There is a Warlock still back here too. But I just don't see any way that Skaven makes a comeback here. Not with all these cold ones and everything else around. This should just be a matter of Lizardmen mopping things up and coming away in the end with a fairly comfortable victory. So, good game to the Lizardmen player, good game to the others as well. As a lot of fun. Liked the units, liked the fight. This is why FFA is awesome. At least I think it's awesome. You may be hating it by this point, but I think it's pretty cool. So, there you go. Lizardmen victory inbound. There's just a couple of Warlocks that got chased off. That was pretty crazy. Skaven did much better than I thought they would, coming in with that just huge numbers tactic. I mean, just crazy. And you can see that kills aren't everything here too. You see Burninator got a ton of kills against the Skaven, but it wasn't worth as many points. You can see here the kills over here for Ofinger. He got a lot of kills versus Skaven, but those high quality kills he was getting against the Wood Elves mattered as well. Tyrion actually, or sorry, Wood Elves, High Elves, I keep doing that. Tyrion had a ton of kills there. Pretty cool. Burninator. Ofinger, let's say, wow, Mazdamundi cleaned house. That must have been from some different spells that he got off. And look at these cold ones. Incredible. Excellent work on their part. Solar Engine, these Fire Leech bolas, interesting. We might have to go check that unit out at some point. These Phoenix Guard, incredible units, but they were just totally outnumbered there. So fun game. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Appreciate MSI sponsoring the channel. I love making these videos for you. If you enjoy it, make sure to subscribe so I can keep you up to date with more. But I do appreciate you watching, and like I said, this is fun every day whenever I make it, and I know you all enjoy it. Hope to be back from the trip soon and get to make some more battles with you. And like I said, when I do get back, I'm going to be trying to set up some FFA battles where viewers can come and join me and get a chance to be on a video. So HeirofCarthage signing out. I'll see you all later.